got one of my favorites. He has a podcast called Murder Casserole. Runs a open mic. Oh, it's happening here. It's happening here live. Are you ready? Yeah. Look when that's happening. I don't know the dates. Next Friday. Come see Murder Casserole live here. The panel for that is also two of my favorite people. This is a very long intro. You derailed me. It's fine. Murder Casserole runs an open mic at Unlimited IPA, as well as a showcase there. Give it up for Colin Maddox! Get out of here, Joe John! Get out of here! Saying I derailed, we derailed. You derailed yourself with your own plug. And I'm sure that's not the first time you've heard that, is it? You did the plug too early. I don't know. I've not plugged myself. What a weird start! Oh my God! How we doing, Covert? What if I did the whole set like this? Just kept on moving like this. I wore my good boots. You guys like my boots? I wore the show boots. Yes, just so I could show them off to you. And also do this nice squat so you could see my gams. Yeah. We gotta do one more because rule of threes, that makes it funny. Yeah. How about it? I don't know. These are good boots. In Portland, these are my show boots. You understand? But in Iowa, where I grew up, these are sit by a campfire and drink 18,000 Busch Lights and then shoot your cousin in the ass with an air rifle boots. That's what kind of boots these are. And they've seen something. These boots are not for running. If the cops show up, you take your boots off and you throw them at them. That's what you do. What are we talking about tonight? I'm married. Is anybody else here married? Yeah. Hitching yourself to someone financially and emotionally. What could go wrong? I love my wife. Love her family too. I like my in-laws. All right? Fucking sue me. Love them. I even have a nickname for my mother-in-law. Would you folks like to know what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, we call her Old Yeller. Yeah. You want to know why?
Why?
Because she got rabies, so we had to shoot her.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. Covert Cafe, I'm just kidding. We shot her because she talked too much. I do love my wife. I am married. My wife is very blunt. That's a thing I like about her. She's very blunt. Like, I'll give you an example. A while back, I was in the kitchen. I was pouring my 5,000th bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, because you know how you smoke weed. And I finished the box, the big Costco family size. That's who I am in Costco terms, it's family sized. That's my body type. So I finished the box, and I was pouring milk on it. My wife came around the corner into the kitchen. I thought she'd be disappointed in me, angry, and so I just fessed up. I just went, honey, I'm sorry. I ate all of the CT Crunch. I'm very sorry. And she looked me dead in the eyes. She said this, and this describes this woman better than anything else I could tell you about her. She looks me dead in the eyes, and she goes, we're all gonna die one day. Enjoy your cereal, slut. And then she walked away. I fucking won, guys. That's my wife. That's the woman who took my name. Not that was a sticking point for me. It was, but I don't want you guys to think that. No, I love my wife. That's her in a nutshell. She is just an adorable ball of comical depression. It's awesome. She's like a puppy that was raised in a slaughterhouse. Like, I love that woman. I have a lot of single friends, you know. I'm 28, a lot of friends my age who are like, Colin, I have one specific friend who's like, Colin, do you think that you settled in your marriage? You think you settled for your wife? I'm like, that's a rude fucking question, first off. Also, what do you mean by that? He's like, well, apparently most people who are married under the age of 30, a lot of them most married men feel as though that, you know, they settled for their partner. They didn't think they could do any better, so they just took whoever would have them. And I said, listen here, you mean fucking friend of yours. If most married men think that, then all married women know it for fucking certain. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where you guys grew up, but where I grew up, for every one guy who is just like, this is my wife Stephanie, and she ain't much, but she's mine. For every one of those dudes, there's 15 women who are like, I had the best sexual experience of my life with two beautiful Catalan people in Barcelona when I was studying abroad. And honestly, I'm bisexual deep down, but I've never allowed it myself to admit it to myself. And this is Tyler. He works at U.S. Bank, he plays fantasy hockey, and he's the reason my kids are ugly. It's a good time, it's a good time. No, I don't feel that way about my wife. Here's the thing, you gotta understand, I don't have a lot of pity for people who think they got trapped into a marriage. Mostly because I've planned a wedding now. Guys, they take a really long time. It's like a lot of money and effort. If you're not sure about that person, you shouldn't be putting in all that work. It's a long process. You're tasting cake that way. There's a lot of exits on the proverbial marriage freeway. That's all I'm saying. You just gotta look at the signs. You're tasting cake one day and you just go, you know what? I think I fucking hate your mom and I'm not gonna get over that. All right, I'm good. Are you good? Separate ways. Cool. That's not the case. No. People are like, how do you know, Colin? When do you make the decision to get married? It's a very easy decision for me. I like my wife, and I want to make it as legally and financially difficult for her to leave me as possible. Right? It's bad, but also you're like, this kid's got a brain. I love my wife. I do. I love my wife. She's a really cool person. I enjoy her to no end. She does have the taste palate, the mouth palate of a child, however. That's been a learning curve. We go to the grocery store together, and it's like Kevin McAllister just got his parents' credit card. It's just like potato chips and Twizzlers and Dr. Pepper and all this shit. And here's the thing. Dare? Who was a Dare kid in here? Who did Dare to resist drugs and alcohol? Yeah, okay. I love drugs. You're right. Here's the thing, Joe behind the bar. Dare fucking led us astray. Because I now know as a married adult that someone asking for snacks in exchange for sexual favors, totally cool when you're married. Not a problem at all. Turns out it's not an issue at all. I will say the Fred Meyer aisles when my wife and I are there have to be a bit alarming. Because if you just overheard the conversation, it's like, all right, honey, we can get the 2-for-1 Welch's fruit snacks, but that means I get 2 blowjobs this week. And no whining. Love my wife. What else are we talking about? What other ways can I drag her when she's not here to defend herself? Oh, here's a good one. A little while back, my wife was like, oh, Colin, would you give my vagina a rating? Would you please rate my vagina on whatever scale you choose? And I'm like, this is a fucking trap. But I played along. I was like, well, honey, I've worked in restaurants for a long time. If we're going by Michelin stars, 4. 4 Michelin stars. My wife did not care for that answer. Not one bit. She's like, that's too low. I'm like, well, that's the best restaurant in the world that's got 4 Michelin stars. And that's really, if you understand at all what the industry is like, that means I'm saying your pussy is the top. Yeah. She still did not like, she's like, that's too low. I don't like the scale you picked. I don't like the metric, Colin. I'm like, well, honestly, the service is affecting the rating at this point. And I've been coming to this restaurant for like a decade now, and I still find hair in the food. Yeah, she's not here. I feel good. It's a good time. I gotta check my notes because I'm a little high. Oh, there we go. It's true, I'm from Iowa originally. What do you guys know about Iowa? Yell it out if you know anything.
Algona!
Algona, Iowa? What's in Algona that you know about?
Absolutely.
You just know the name of the town? That's where your mom's are? Oh, yeah, go Hawks. What do you do? So someone always says corn. Someone always yells out, corn! And I'll have you know that's false. Korn is from Los Angeles. Slipknot is from Iowa, however. Yeah, Slipknot. You guys like Slipknot, the band Slipknot? You guys into that Commedia dell'arte for incels? I never really got into Slipknot, and I had a buddy back home who was like, Colin, come on, Slipknot's from Iowa, we're from Iowa, buddy, I don't like that logic, Covert Cafe. Because just because someone's from the same state as me, I'm supposed to like what they're... Put it this way, John Wayne Gacy was also from Iowa, guys. Never considered myself a fan of his work. That's all I'm saying. Though, if you think about it, John Wayne Gacy and Slipknot kind of go after the same demographic, don't they? They both go after 14-year-old boys who just need a job.
No.
And have never had their dick touched. All right, we're gonna get off it. That hurt this person right here, and I reckon that they somehow both lost an uncle to John Wayne Gacy and were really into Slipknot. That's sad. All right, I'm gonna tell a quick story, and then I'm gonna get out of here. I grew up. Did anybody else kind of grow up out in the country, out in the sticks? Is it just yeah, country living? It's a good time. I grew up out in the woods. Like my mom's house was just out in the brush. So I used to do this thing where I used to go into the woods and find little animals like reptilians and stuff and take them home and like care for them and then set them free after a while. So I found this toad right out in the woods and I named him Squishy because Finding Nemo. Yeah, exactly. He will be my Squishy because he was squishy. And I made him a little terrarium out of a 5-gallon bucket. I put a bunch of dirt in there, some water, some sticks, some leaves, and I put him in there, and then I put mesh wiring over the top so he couldn't escape, and I put that terrarium out on the deck of my mother's house, you understand? And one day, my mom complimented me for making a good terrarium for Squishy the Toad. And she said, "Good job, Colin." That pissed the fuck off of my sister that I got any praise. So I was on the bus the next day bragging probably a little too much. Mom likes that I stole an animal from its habitat. And my sister was like, "You know what, Colin, you're going to be fucking sorry for this." And the bus stops and she takes off ahead of me and runs all the way home, runs onto the deck of our mom's house, pulls the mesh thing out of the terrarium, grabs Squishy the Toad, and as I watch, she just fucking flings him off the deck into the woods. And I want to believe that the toad lived, because I didn't hear a, or anything like that. But also, my sister played softball. So, don't have a lot of hope. She had that real lesbian underarm thing going for her. But here's the thing. This story ends with, I brought this up. My sister now, this sister who did this is now, you know what she does for a living? She's a nurse. And she's the mother of my nephew, little 3-year-old boy. She's a mom now. So I brought this up to her last time I saw her. I said, "Hey sister, you remember when you killed my toad, Squishy the Toad? Say his name." And she went, you know what she said? She said, "Colin, I have no memory of that at all." And I went, "Oh, well, I'm still fucking dealing with it. My therapist knows all about it." And then she said this next thing. She goes, "Colin, I swear on my child's life, I did not kill your toad." Yeah. So now I've got a nephew to kill. I don't want to, but I want my sister to be a woman of her goddamn word for once. So that little prick is getting punted into the river. All right, guys, this has been a lot of fun. Make some noise for the Joes and for Joe John. Take it easy.
Keep it going for Colin Maddox and Slipknot? Question mark? Is that Slipknot, Joe?
Slipknot.
I don't know Slipknot like that.